Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Capricorn is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It's totally free, doesn't cost anything. If there's anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Capricorn, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Now, here we have an 8 of Pentacles. There is something going on in your life for which you need to be slow, be cautious. Don't try to move mountains all by yourself right now. This is the card that says Rome wasn't built in a day, right? And it wasn't built by one person. So there might be this feeling that you have a lot to do and that you need to get it all done, and you are perfectly capable of that, right? But this card is counseling a slow, cautious, kind of methodical approach to things, okay? So it feels like you're maybe experiencing a little bit of anxiety right now, that there's something that's just something that we really want to get into or get finished with or complete, or somewhere that we want to arrive, right? But we have to try to practice a little bit of patience here. Yeah. Well, let's see what else is going on. Let's put some more cards out and see. Well, we've got the Queen of Wands. Okay. There could be an older female energy in your life, maybe mom, grandma, maybe it's a mother-in-law. It could be that this is someone in your life that's kind of, that you're getting some anxiety from, right? Somebody that's kind of making you feel anxious, even though I don't like when I phrase things that way, making you feel something. I don't think anybody should be able to make you feel anything, but we're allowing some kind of anxious energy in when really what we want to have is peace, calm, patience, quiet, this kind of methodical and easygoing approach to things right now. But there is someone I feel like is really kind of breathing down your neck about something. Yeah, like they just keep asking you, or they're always there wanting an update, or they're always there, with an opinion, or with their own, maybe it's not even really related, but their own anxious energy. And it's kind of starting to rub off on you a little bit, right? Well, let's keep going. Let's put the rest of our cards out. We got 10 of Wands, yeah. We're kind of feeling maybe a little overwhelmed by this person. 9 of Cups is where we're coming from, though. So that's nice. But see, this energy is kind of at odds with the fire energy, yeah? The Empress energy, very nice. And yes, now, of course, we have a mixture of fire and water. We've got the Art or Temperance card. So it's kind of like it's finding a way to deal with some of this anxious energy. Now, for some of you, this isn't going to be another person that's kind of, that's giving some of this anxiety to you. It might still be, but it doesn't have to be another person. This really could represent an aspect of yourself, or this energy that we feel within when we start to get impatient. We start to feel a little bit rushed with things, yeah? We've got the Moon card. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. Ace of Swords, very nice. And we've got a 2 of Cups. So really, this is about you following your purpose, doing your work, fulfilling your aspiration for something. This is something that you really feel strongly about. This is your life. This is your family. This is your business. You poured your heart and soul into something. There's this kind of fiery, anxious type of energy, maybe even a little domineering, maybe even a little bit abrasive, right? That you're trying to work through, whether it's coming from another person or if it's just kind of something that you're feeling, for a combination of reasons. But the idea here is working through some of that anxiety, some of that impatience, some of that worry, perhaps. Could be some worry going on here. Yeah. Let's select the mystery card. Bonus card, confirmation card. This is one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. And this is just going to sit over here. We're going to put Tiny Bob Ross right on top. Happy little Bob. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end, all right? But it will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any time during this tarot reading you feel like you know what that card is, or you have a hunch, just put that down in the comments. Yeah, let's try to do it together. Let's make it a little bit interactive, and let's see if we can discern that mystery card together as sort of a group exercise in intuition. All right. So let's look around the room here. We've got some major arcana. We've got 1, 2, 3. We've got, of course, our Empress and our Moon. This is the certainty that we want. This is what we want in our lives, right? This is what we're trying to achieve, is that Empress energy. And I think in a large part, this is you kind of being in control of your destiny. This is you as kind of being the Empress, right? It's not gender specific. But this is you really being the one to create your life and to nurture your life and to help to build your life into this thriving and prosperous, community of people and energies and activities, and a really holistic life. Yeah. So I feel like we're trying to achieve that Empress status. Yeah. But what we have here in the Moon card is kind of this fear of the unknown. There's a little bit of uncertainty in the future. We don't really know. We don't really know what's going to happen. And I think that this is, in some ways, kind of generating some of this anxiety. The idea that we know what we want, but we don't know if it's going to happen. We don't know how close we can get to this ideal. Let's say the Empress is like the ideal, picture-perfect paradise, land of milk and honey. The ultimate kind of aspiration that we could have for our lives, right? Whether it's family, it's a successful business, it's just you're on top of the world, right? And it's your creation. The Moon card is saying, I don't know how close I can come to that. How close are we going to get to that ideal state of our life, right? And so I feel like that might be causing some of this anxiety with this Queen, the Queen of Wands. I think also for a lot of you, this is representing an older female energy, mom, grandma, maybe an older sibling, maybe like a mother-in-law, something like that. There's the feeling to me that somebody's like breathing down your neck. And somebody's kind of like, it's almost like they're asking you, are you done yet? Are you done yet? How come you haven't made any more progress than that? Why so slow? What's the holdup? Like get the lead out of your shoes. And it could be coming from ourselves. A lot of the time we do that to ourselves, right? So it's hard to know, from my end at least, if this is a separate person or if this is just literally your self-talk, right? But we don't see a lot of swords cards here. What we do see is the Ace of Swords over here in the position of the obstacle, the difficulty. And I think in some ways this is, it could be related to either scenario. It's clarity. It's a mind that is just free of debate, isn't looking for answers, isn't asking any questions, is just doing the work that you know. It's not that you don't have a plan, it's not that you aren't interested in the work that you're doing, but it's just that there's no debate about it. So this is a mind that is fortified against that older female energy that might be breathing down your neck and asking all these questions. And you're just kind of, in your mind, you're just kind of blissed out. You're not even really hearing it. You're reacting and you're responding politely, but it's not even bothering you, right? If this is something internal, the Queen of Wands, then that Ace of Swords is representing the same thing. It's your ability to just kind of, when you do have those moments of like, why am I so slow? Why isn't this moving faster? What's the hold up here? The Ace of Swords can recognize those thoughts and just let them go. We don't identify with them. We don't start a conversation with those thoughts and those questions. Does that make sense? So I feel like there is really this focus for you on trying to do things the right way in your life. Again, it could be family, could be romance, could be career, could be your own business, your own creative work, your own spiritual work, right? This is trying to do things in a slow, careful, well thought out way. You don't want to rush into anything. Now, I think that you've got an issue with somebody, I think somebody like was really dishonest with you, probably not too long ago, and I think that really affected you now. And in whatever realm we're talking about, there's now this focus on doing things slow, looking for red flags, looking for any issues, and fixing problems as they arise rather than letting things fester and grow into a larger problem. So you have this really great attitude now of care and like diligence and patience. Yeah. And I feel like this is really what you need. Of course, we have some of this fire energy that's coming in, that Queen of Wands, and that is this kind of anxiety, this kind of feeling like, what if I'm doing things wrong? You know, things need to hurry up, or there is this kind of a fear and anxiety that we're not getting to that Empress, that somehow this isn't going to happen, right? So we start doubting ourselves. And really we're coming from this Nine of Cups. And the Nine of Cups, I think, is you really enjoying what you're doing. So I don't know if did you make a career change recently? Did you start this new project or this new spiritual practice, a new creative practice? You start a business, you started some sort of a side business. I don't know what it is. Did you recently start a family, recently get into a relationship? I think within the last year, you started something that really feels like it's your bliss. It really feels like this is where you're happy, right? This is the kind of work, the kind of activities on a day-to-day basis, right? The Nine of Cups is always the function, not the form. This is you doing the happy life, not like just having the happy life. It's through this kind of work that we kind of generate our own Empress energy. And the Empress energy is really when you stand back and you can look at your life and you can feel good about it. It feels warm and fuzzy, right? It feels happy. And it feels good because you created it. But this is the function of that creation, right? And this card's all about, pursuing your happiness, right? And following your bliss. It's the happiness that keeps on happening. Yeah. And in order to sustain this, really what we want is, we want exactly this. We want the Nine of Cups with the Eight of Pentacles into the Empress. We want this function here. But what we have kind of instead is some of this fire energy going this way. And so there's kind of a clash between these 6 cards. You know, it's two teams that are working against each other. So I think there really is this other side of you, whether it's activated by this external older female or not, there's this other side of you that really doesn't want to go slow, that doesn't want to be cautious and focus on creating this best life, this Empress status. There even might be part of you, 10 of Wands down below. Excuse my voice today. I should really start doing some kind of warm-ups or something. The 10 of Wands down beneath the surface. At first I was feeling like this is kind of being overwhelmed by this fire energy, by this older female, by this kind of anxious, energy. However, it's arriving at your aura here. But I wonder if this is that part of you that, for whatever reason, just has a will to destroy everything. And this is something hard to admit, but I feel like you're focused externally. You're focused on this building, on this following your bliss. This is where you're really happy in this kind of life that you're in, and you want to slowly build it up, and continue to create this Empress energy. But there is a hidden part of you, a more sinister part of you even, part of all of us too, that kind of just wants to destroy the whole thing. It kind of just wants to say that, it's, I'm trying to think of a metaphor or an analogy here. It's kind of like the urge, you should drive slowly, cautiously, carefully. But sometimes you just get this urge where you just want to floor it. But you can't. It's not a good idea. It's dangerous, right? There's other people around. There's obstacles. There's walls and houses and people on bicycles. You got to be careful, cautious. We need the Eight of Pentacles in our lives. But sometimes there's an urge to just go absolutely extreme with this energy. It's kind of like a shot of adrenaline. Here's our cat TT. Not too close to the candle, honey. So this card is kind of saying you have a lot of this kind of pent-up fire energy yourself. And I think it may be projected onto this older female energy. So there's an idea here of how do we deal with all of this fire? I think this is really finding some sort of activity, incorporating some sort of activity into this other pleasant work that you're doing that will help you to get out some of this. I don't know if it's rage, if it's just kind of just pent up like bodily energy, or if it is I don't know. I don't know exactly where it's coming from. But I feel like doing something very vigorous is going to help you with this, like going to the gym, something within your limits of mobility and stuff like that. Consult your doctor if you're going to start any kind of a fitness routine. But some activity where you can get out all of your rage. Start a martial art. Start practicing boxing or wrestling or jujitsu or rock climbing or, intense like bicycling or whatever it is that you do if you're a runner. Get back into those things. I feel like there's a lot of energy in you. And I feel like it does kind of get stuck in our muscles. And so it might even have a manifestation in like fidgeting or like, some people shake their leg a lot. I do that a lot, if you haven't noticed. A lot of this kind of nervous energy that just kind of leaks out of us in ways like fidgeting and shaking your leg and tapping your pencil or whatever. So I feel like that might be kind of brought out of you by this older female energy, or we're kind of projecting that onto this older female. But really it could just be that part of us that's kind of looking for something a little bit more intense. You're fire and earth anyway, right? You're the cardinal earth energy. So you need something to balance yourself out. You've got all of this, let's say the earth energy, which really could be the Empress. You're trying to build something slow and steady. We got that Eight of Pentacles too. You're trying to build Rome. You're trying to move the mountain. Slow and steady is not always the Capricorn way, though, is it? Sometimes we need that burst of energy, that fire, that inflamed feeling where we're pushing as hard as we can. Yeah. And so I think the Ten of Wands sometimes says there's a knob on the stove. It goes all the way up to 10. Sometimes we got to crank it up to 10. Sometimes you want to go just all the way to 11. Maybe that's a good analogy. You're cooking food, low and slow is the way to go. The silly rhymes there. But sometimes we just have the urge to crank it all the way up and just really cook this thing, against your better judgment, right? So we got to find some area of life where we can turn it up to a 10. Something that really needs us to go 10 or 11, whether it's something physical or just an intense period of creativity, however it is that you can think of to express this energy. But it's latent within you. It's down here inside of you, right? And it really needs to be brought out. Now, the Art or Temperance card in the future, this is really the way of blending the kind of water and fire and the earth and the Queen of Wands, and all of these cards here can be blended together into a almost like a strategy for life, right? This is kind of saying if you can incorporate something like this Ten of Wands, something that's going to give you this vigorous expression of your vitality, you're going to feel a lot more balanced. You're going to feel a lot more in control. You're going to feel a lot more, when we get to the path of the Serpent, especially with that Ace of Swords, you're going to feel a lot more clear, a lot more at peace, a lot more tranquil. right? Because that fire energy isn't just going to be building up in you. Because the more it builds up, look, we've got this idea of like the volcano, right? The fire underneath the earth that's kind of pushing the earth up, creating volcanoes, creating mountains. And so this is the energy that we really need, but trying to always keep that under wraps, trying to always keep it down to a simmer it's not going to work. There's a reason why the stove goes all the way up to 10. Sometimes you need to crank it up to 10, right? There's certain occasions where you need it. And I think the Art of Temperance card is you finding a way to incorporate that into your life to achieve more of a balance in your energy. Yeah. Okay, let's go to the path of the serpent. And as we do this, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free, doesn't cost you anything. And it really does help out the channel. I really do appreciate that. And leave a comment for me. Let me know how you're doing. Okay. So we start out with that moon energy. And the moon, I think, is part of the reason why we're starting to feel this anxiety a little bit more, because we're doing all of this slow, careful, patient, diligent work, taking our time with our life. But what if we're missing out on a lot of this kind of active energy for something that we don't even know is actually going to happen? We're saying, okay, I'm gonna turn my stove down to a simmer to try to accomplish this up here. What if I never get there? What if my flame is just kind of withering away, trying to keep it contained to build this, but what if it doesn't happen? So we start to have a lot of what ifs with the moon card, because it's the new moon, it's darkness. There's always the next moment in front of us that we cannot see. We don't know for certain what the outcome is of anything, right? We can be 99% sure, but we never know 100% how something is going to turn out, right? So it's almost like we need to have a little bit more, not joy really. I don't know what the word is that we're talking about, what the idea is here. Incorporating more of that 10 of Wands kind of energy, right? Rather than, maybe it's excitement, maybe it's like adrenaline, maybe it's just this sense of vitality, right? We need a little bit of fire in our lives right now. And I think the moon card, rather than causing the anxiety, let this be a reason why we do incorporate more of that 10 of Wands, because the future is uncertain. So let's try to live, let's try to fulfill our nature now, in the present moment. And it's not saying that this fire energy needs to completely burn through this earth and water energy. It needs to be balanced. It needs to be incorporated. Yeah. So I feel like you've got a lot of this kind of pent-up internal energy that needs to be expressed in some way. All right. And the first thing that comes to my mind, of course, is like physical activity, like weightlifting, jiu-jitsu, martial arts, something like that, right? We've got a Queen of Pentacles here in the position of the environment, okay? And so to me, this is kind of, it's water and earth, right? So it kind of is talking about this stuff over here. So it's almost incorporating this fire energy and this kind of these new activities into your life in this balanced way is going to give you a fresh perspective on the work that you're doing and what you're trying to accomplish, right? And it's interesting, that we going through this fire energy by incorporating it is going to allow us more wisdom and more focus and more insights into this earth and water energy and what we're trying to build in our best life, our empress status, And so this is really a win-win situation. It's just a matter of recognizing what this fire is, if this is a person, if this is a projection, if this is part of your own mind, and then what the 10 of Wands is saying to you specifically, right, about what we want to be doing, what we should be doing. Like what is your body telling you it needs? Does it need like vigorous workout? Does it need some sort of physical activity that can maybe focus some of that energy off of the water, the earth, the empress, right, what you're building, and just something for itself, right? The body kind of needs its own thing sometimes, you know. But I like the Queen of the Pentacles here in the position of the environment, because this is telling me that you are achieving, because they kind of reminds me of the Empress, right? Kind of a similar thing, that you are approaching this ideal. Now, again, it's not gender specific. You're approaching this ideal. Also, are you having shoulder pain? Spirit showing me like a kind of a flashing light on the shoulder area, and I wonder if that is you really starting to feel like you're getting cramps, or like that you have like soreness. And I think a lot of that is like this kind of this pent up energy. It's just this fire energy needs to get moving. It needs to circulate. It's like there's blockages in your vitality there. Yeah, I feel like there's something with the shoulder. Maybe it's the neck kind of area. But these two cards do look similar, and I feel like the Queen of Pentacles is approaching the Empress, becoming very much like the Empress. The Empress is the ideal, and the Queen of Pentacles is pretty darn close, right? This is the earthly reflection of this spiritual archetype. And so you are achieving your goals here. You are achieving your goals. And I think it's by way of this fire energy that we come to the more tranquil and peaceful water kind of energy, right? Which is up here as well. And it's kind of counterintuitive. Through the fire, you get to water. And the obstacle really is the Ace of Swords, the clarity, the insights. We need to kind of step away or step above, rise above some of this energy in order to really see it for what it is, and to be able to maybe not intellectualize it, but to just get like almost an intuitive understanding of what it means, and then how to move forward, right? What to do with it. So have you been getting into more arguments lately? I kind of feel like there's bickering going on around you, right? And I wonder if we're just maybe a little bit short-tempered lately, if things are just kind of bothering us a little bit more than they used to, right? It feels like a very intense time right now, and it's almost like we're trying so hard to be careful and meticulous. And so then any little noise is going to really disturb us, you know, when you're trying to really concentrate. I feel like you can hear it like a pin dropping is going to sound like there's a sonic boom, you know. And so I think we need to really take a step back, take a breath, clear our minds, clear our heads through this fire energy, right? Almost clear the energetic blockages in the vital energy, and there will be this psychic mental tranquility too, right? Because this is mental clarity. So through the expression of this fire energy, through clearing the blockage, maybe it's in the body, right, of this fire energy, that's going to allow us to clear our minds. So it's a two-way street. We have to clear our mind to see what's going on, to figure out to get the insight, what we want to do, how we want to express this energy. And then expressing that energy will bring us more tranquility, more clarity. See? And we'll be achieving our goals. And then with the Two of Cups here, I feel like we're going to be achieving our goals in even kind of a new way. We're having like this deeper understanding of what it is that we're trying to do anyway. So it's like we get a lot of clarity, not only with our situation and with ourselves, but we get a deeper understanding of what our goals are, what our purpose is, what is the meaning of your life, right? I feel like February is a very significant month for you. I don't know if there's a birthday of somebody around you, if there's an anniversary, or if something specific is happening in February regarding this work that you're doing. I feel like this is a very important month for you, okay? I'm also getting an S name for someone. Who's the S? I don't know. The Two of Cups, you're really uniting with the purity of your purpose. You're seeing your purpose and your path in a new way. A deeper understanding of what you're doing and why. Yeah. So there's really clarity all around here. And I think this is the month for you to do that. Let's look at the mystery card. Let's see what this Let's see what this mystery card is. Now, the Two of Cups, for some of you, this is going to be a romantic thing. For some of you, this is like a family, or it's a new relationship, a new romance, or something like that. And to end with the Ace of Swords and the Two of Cups is telling me that you're going to get a lot of clarity into the nature of this relationship. You're going to see it's going to be like spirit to spirit kind of connection, because all this other energy is going to be cleared away, and we're going to have clarity. We're going to be centered. So we're going to be able to see this thing for what it really is. Okay? And it goes for all of you, not just the romantic people, you know. If you have a prediction for the mystery card, put it down in the comments. I don't know what I'm going to guess here. Feeling more earth energy. I'm feeling a 10 of cups, actually. I thought it was a 10 of pentacles. I'm feeling 10 of cups. Let's see what we got. Oh, well, it's the sun. And if we're talking about clarity, this is clarity. This is you able to see everything from this new perspective. You've got the best vantage point in the universe from the solar perspective. Yeah. This is also the free flowing of your energy. You know, the sun really doesn't have any blockages. You know, everything is just flowing as it is meant to. And to me, that really is the combination of what we're seeing here on this side and on this side. The combination of all of this, kind of internal, external, clearing the blockages, finding a way to let everything flow. Everything is kind of interdependent here. The water and the fire and all of this earth energy is kind of mingling together. And that creates the sun. That creates just perfect success, perfect health, perfect harmony. Yeah. This is what we want to achieve. And this is your ability to do anything and go anywhere. Right? Because you know yourself, for one, and you have this ability to clearly and fully express yourself. And it really takes a lot of insight and a lot of kind of sensitivity to ourselves to know like what your body's telling you. You know, I mean, a lot of us, we're so identified with our bodies, but are we? Do we really know, like, if in any given moment, do we know what our body is doing, what it's feeling, what it's telling us? You know, I think you've had that shoulder pain for a while, and maybe you're going like this now thinking, yeah, my shoulder's been hurting for days and days. We never really thought about it. It's just kind of, yeah, aches and pains all the time. I mean, it's just, you know. So we need to really get in touch with our bodies, and only then can we work on some of this energy and allowing it really to flow, and really to flow easily and smoothly. And when there are blockages, that we'll be able to work through those. You know, that we'll perceive them sooner rather than later, and we'll be able to work with that. You know, the solar perspective, though, is really good. Now, we're going to do an extended reading, too. If you want to stick around, click on the link that's up here, or there's one down in the video description. New readings for Capricorn every Thursday and Sunday. But I'm here every day. Just come on back, see me tomorrow, okay? If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Totally free, doesn't cost you anything. And leave a comment for me. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. Yeah. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.